kickoff in the Pennsylvania Derby. Iron Fist being hustled out of there. Mr. Z steps out from the outside. Battle Midway comes on. Island Town on the inside. Frosted will be taken back. Frosted is sixth and down inside as they pass under the line for the first time. Mr. Z quickly able to cross over, and he'll lead the way to the first turn. Mr. Z on top. Moving up three wide is Island Town with Iron Fist in between horses. Frosted a spot down inside. He'll be fourth now as they round that first turn. Upstart comes on outside to be fifth. Battle Midway is sixth. Made from Lucky and Tommy Macho. The two Pletcher horses are on the outside of the racetrack. They're side by side going to the back stretch, both just about 6 lengths back right now. Another 2.5 to late running War Story was at the back 24-1. So that is a pretty slow first quarter here for Mr. Z, who goes to the 5/8 pole in front 3/4 of a length. Iron Fist up and on the pace. He's second on the outside. It's now about 3.5 to Island Town. Frosted moving up to his inside. Those two now both moving a bit closer with a half mile to go. Upstart lost a bit of ground. He's fifth on the outside, just better than 4 back, matching fractions for a half of 48-2. Could be a sprint to the finish here in the Pennsylvania Derby. Iron Fist going up after Mr. Z, so Iron Fist gets first run. They round the far turn. On the inside, Mr. Z, on the outside, Iron Fist. And Iron Fist goes by to take the lead, but here comes Frosted. He looms a factor now. He makes his bid on the outside. Tommy Macho within striking range. War Story trying to make a bid from way back, but they come off the turn, and here comes Frosted. Big surge from Frosted on the outside, and Frosted has taken the lead outside the 8 pole. Iron Fist on the inside second. Tommy Macho trying to close late on the outside, but Frosted pulling away. Look at Frosted. Frosted a length and a half. Make it 2. Iron Fist giving his best, but he's second best to Frosted, who is full of run at the finish. Frosted streaks home, a 2-leg winner.
Well, good morning, guys. Welcome. It is Tuesday, October 6th. I'd like to welcome you guys and thank you for listening from the horse's mouth. I haven't been on for a while, but for the people who is joining me today, thank you very much. Like all the time, you guys are greatly appreciated. Of course, it's Tuesday. We don't really have that much stuff going on today. We got a few tracks that are racing today. So we pretty much have Finger Lakes, Fort Erie, Hawthorne, Indiana Downs, Mountaineer, Parks, Portland, Presque Isle, and Zia Park. Not that many tracks, but there is a few tracks out there that you could possibly do some bankroll. I did Finger Lakes. If you guys want Finger Lakes, let me know. I will send you the email, and of course you guys know it's $5 per track. But I also sent a few emails out already as well to go ahead and get them pick 4s and pick 5 tickets. If there is any today that you want to play, good luck. Excuse me. Now, Mountaineer. I'm going to be doing Mountaineer tonight. That's going to be my evening track. So, Finger Lakes and Mountaineer. I've been pretty sour for the past couple days, and of course I'm very sorry about that, but it gets the best of us. Now, Derby Lotto today, there's going to be an early bird, midday, and evening track, of course. The early bird pick 4 is going to be at Finger Lakes, races 2 through 5. Midday pick 4 is going to be at Parks, races 5 through 8. And also Presque Isle, races 5 through 8, pick 4. Hold on one second, guys. I'm getting a phone call in, and I'm going to go ahead and take care of this. Hold on one second. Okay, guys, sorry for about the brief delay right there. Um, but yeah, just to let you guys know, I am going to be doing the drawing here possibly this weekend. I have a interview that I need to do this weekend as well, so that's going to be a fun time. And I do not understand why I am not having any listeners or people talking. Uh, but oh well, it is what it is. Um, if I don't have any listeners within 5 minutes, I am not. I'm going off. So I don't know the deal. Do you? I'm going to write it on DJ. See, this kind of stuff just makes me upset. Do you guys like free help? I'm live right now. Come join me. Yeah, that's kind of sad. This is the reason for this show, to help you guys, to educate you, to educate each other, to get on the same page and understand each other. Okay, guys, no one's showing, so I wish you guys the best of luck today, and people don't realize how much work and how much time I spend to do this just to try to help people out. But sometimes it's not even worth it. There's people that think they know everything. That's okay, guys. I mean, I'm not trying to do any negative vibes here, but go ahead. Be all you can be. Lose all your money. You guys need help, trust me. With all the whacked out picks and also the whacked out bets that you guys do on the website, there's no reason why you should lose money. Especially, some of the numbers that I give you guys, you need to play them to win. I understand the past couple of days been sour, but I've been doing pretty good by just calling out some numbers. But yeah, the thing of it is that the free help's here. Good morning, Carol. Thanks for joining. No, I'm just getting really perturbed about some of these people thinking that they know it all. And I tell them to come over here, and so I could teach them. But yeah, Carol, what I was telling everybody before you came, but there is nobody here except for you. I did Finger Lakes, I will be sending that to you, and plus I'm going to be working on Mountaineer as well, and I'll send that to you as well. But yeah, I mean, like I said, everything is greatly appreciated. I'm going to go ahead and get off here, Carol, because nobody's on here. But well, I got a couple viewers. That's cool. If you guys have any questions, most definitely write some questions down. Let me answer some questions. You know, it's so crazy. I got a few listeners. That's cool. Welcome. Thank you for joining. If you guys don't mind, write down in the question area and say, hey, let me see who's in here with me. I think it went by too fast, man. Dude. What's that? Do what again, Carol? Carol, you do a good job. You do a good job. Rose, morning. No, I should be definitely getting a lot of listeners, especially with all the stuff I try to teach everybody. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it again. All right, I sent it again, Carol. Mr. Kaufman, how are you, sir? But no, I did Finger Lakes, and I'm going to do Mountaineer tonight. Finger Lakes looks pretty decent. It's you know, of course that's the bottom of the barrel races, but there's only about 6 to 7, 8 horses per race. I do think it'll be a good opportunity to play Finger Lakes today, just for build your bankroll. Sometimes when they do come in halfway decent, you can get a decent bankroll coming in, but Finger Lakes and Mountaineer are the 2 tracks that I'm doing today. Not much happening today, of course, guys. At least there's a few tracks running today that are halfway decent. Belmont has been kicking my rear end ever since the day they opened. Well, not really. The past week, it's been pretty nasty. What happens with Belmont is the reason why a lot of things been happening at Belmont, because the past week with all the rain, I'm very, very surprised that the horses that do race at Belmont, I'm surprised that a lot of them didn't scratch. But what happened is when you're going to have dirt mud racing for the week, instead of scratching the turf horses, they throw them inside there and try to see what they could do with the mud. I understand that. But let me tell you something. It just throws you in the loop. When you're looking at a past performance sheet and you see maybe 3 horses run in the dirt, and then you have 6 other horses that only pretty much run on the turf and never ran in the slop, I mean, you really don't, it's just, I don't know. I mean, it's just like Russian roulette. You just like spin the wheel and just go for it. But I mean, when I looked at the past performance sheet, I go as, you know, my class, the time, you know, the kind of track that they usually race on. But I mean, of course, if I see a turf horse that went to and ran in the mud one time and he won, I mean, I might go ahead and go for him. But, I mean, there is just so much stuff at Belmont that's been happening in the past week, especially with all the weather. And they've been running in the slop. I mean, it's just so hard, you know. I mean, of course, you can look at the past performance sheet and say, oh, this horse ran in all weather. This horse ran in all, you know. And you could be like, well, how much did he win? And what did he do last time? And stuff like that. The thing about Belmont is, with the past week, you can't just go and look at the top 2 last races that they raced in. You need to go deep down, like, you know, 156 days ago on up or whatever, just to see if they was able to run in the slop. But Belmont's been tough. I understand that, and hopefully it's going to start changing around a little bit, but I'm doing other tracks to cover Belmont because Belmont's just been really, really bad. Still trying to figure out when to bet single bets, worst place show, and the chalk it time and try. All right, still trying to figure out when to bet single bets. Okay, that place. If you get a big field, Carol. If you see probably a long shot that you really think that is going to come in, you could always do the win, place, or show. That's the best bet. When you see maybe 5 or 6 horses, I always try to tell people not to box because you need to look at it like, well, there's only 6 horses. It takes 4 horses to do the superfecta. If you box that, that's going to be $2.40. You're going to have all these other people that are pretty much going to be spending a lot of money or betting the same horses as me. And then what happens is you need to look at the pools, but a lot of people don't really look at the pools to see how much that is. But anyways, for instance, if 6 horses race, and you got $7,000, just $7,000 for the whole pool, okay? And if you got $7,000 or $5,000 for the trifecta pool or whatever, all the people that bet the same horses need to share that amount. So that's what determines your payouts for your trifecta and your superfecta. But a lot of times, you know, the odds don't matter with your trifecta or superfecta. It just matters of what the pools are. And of course, the lower the race it is, like a $5,000 claiming race compared to a $40,000 allowance race, of course you're going to have more money coming in for a $40,000 allowance race than a maiden race, you know. But the thing of it is, with a maiden race, if you have 10 horses that have halfway decent odds, I mean, that could also bring good money in, because a lot of people scatter because they don't know which horse usually is going to win, except if they knew people's, you know, background, which is their pedigree and stuff like that. I mean, a lot of people just spin the wheel. But if you really look at their pedigree and say, hey, this horse maiden is racing a maiden race, and you know, if it has like AP Indy or Pulpit, you know, say, hey, yeah, for sure, I might go ahead and throw some money on them. I mean, it just depends what, you know, their pedigree was in that kind of racing scenario and what kind of track it was. I mean, it just varies. It just varies. Like, for instance, I don't care if you got 6 horses in a race, and you could have odds 5-1 all the way to 101, and you could have a 40-1 and a 60-1 and a favorite and a mid favorite or whatever for a super, and that super still won't pay hardly anything, because a lot of people will possibly have that same horse, you know, those same horses picked. So I mean, there's a lot of things that you need to look at. I mean, sometimes I do have the mistake of saying, hey, get these horses and play them, and when they do come out, you're only going to get a minimum amount back. I mean, it's crazy. There was a race yesterday that I looked at that had very, very good odds, but when it came back, you only gained 10 cents for your dime box. You know, I think it paid like $2.50, and the trifecta paid like $11 or something. So you lost $1 on your $2 bet right there if you boxed it. I mean, it's just stuff like that. But it does take time to understand. I really don't pay attention to pools that much. I know for a fact, like for some tracks, you have better odds of doing it than like smaller tracks. Like, for instance, Finger Lakes, you know, don't bring that much money in, you know, for a trifecta here and there. I mean, you might win $100 to $200 on a trifecta at Finger Lakes compared to Del Mar, when you could win $1,000, you know. But you just need to realize what tracks bring in more money and what tracks are more dominant than other tracks, like with the pick 4s and the pick 5s and the pick 6s. You know, I won't spend $270 for a pick 5 ticket at Finger Lakes or Indiana or stuff like that, you know, smaller tracks like that. Now, like, for instance, if it was Del Mar or Santa Anita or you know, Belmont, Oaklawn, you know, big tracks like that, especially opening week. I mean, most definitely, I would spend that much money for a pick 5 ticket. But, you know, for a pick 5 ticket at, you know, Finger Lakes, you could actually do them a lot cheaper. Is it better to do box or play like a dollar straight bet? Now, we're going to go back to those 6-horse fields again, Carol. Sometimes it is worth just a straight bet. I mean, if you're only going to have 5 or 6 horses or 7 horses that you really think that's going to come in, I would rather spend $1 or $2 straight trifecta instead of $12, because then that will give you more opportunities to win, plus you'll be winning more money instead of spending $12 and getting $14 or $20 back, when you could only spend $1 or $2 and get that for $1. So, I mean, if you're only going to have maybe 6 horses, 7 horses, and the picks are halfway decent, and you could actually say, hey, you know, I really think that these 3 horses or 4 horses are coming in, go for it. That's how I like to do it, because I don't like to spend $12 or $2.40 when I'm only going to be breaking even, you know. Now, If you really think that $12, which is your $2 trifecta bet, if you really think it's going to be, if you really think that you'll possibly get double the amount what you put in, yeah. But if it's going to pay the same that you threw in, it's not worth it. So I always like to straight bet. Because I'd rather spend $1 or $2 and get $12 instead of spending $12 and getting the same amount that I threw in. That's a waste to me. But I'm looking over here at DJ real quick to see if there's anything running halfway decent. I haven't had any horses today starred. I'm very surprised. Don't do $12 or $24 bets. I really don't see the sense of doing them either, except for like the bigger tracks, Carol. I always like to do, my big win bets or sometimes my exactas, but not much. I always, I like to do dimes, and if I do dimes, I only do them for $1. And if I do trifectas, I usually try to do $1 or $3 trifecta straight. But I seldomly do a $12 boxed trifecta. I'd rather go ahead and spend maybe $2 or $3 and do it straight just to get a better payout. But I mean, I like to have more opportunities, more different bets. I like to cover my other bets just to have, a different variety to see if it does come in. That's the reason why I like to. I don't like to do a $12 box bet for a trifecta, which equals to a $2 bet. So I'd rather just do $2 or $1 individual bets up to $12 or something just to get better, better of a payout. So, I mean, that's what I like to do. That's what I like to do. But, well, guys, I'm going to go ahead and cut it off short. I mean, I don't have a lot of people. I only have a couple people listening, but I am getting like 6 phone calls. But hold on one second. No, okay. I'm getting I had like 6 phone calls and stuff, and also I need to make a couple of doctor's appointments for the kids and stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and get off, and I'm going to go ahead and send emails to you for Finger Lakes, and I'm possibly going to be doing Mountaineer as well. So be ready for them emails, and I will send those to you as soon as I can. And like I always say, guys, I really do appreciate you guys tuning in and listening. It's always greatly appreciated. And make sure and come back and listen to us. I will try not to stay away from you guys like I've been for the past week. It's just been pretty busy, and we will definitely win some money. But I definitely need to try to sell some picks today so I can at least deposit on DJ because I have a couple long shots today at Finger Lakes, and I hope that people will win money today. So till then, I will talk to you guys later, and good luck, and I'll see you on DJ here in a little bit. Thanks, guys.